out, beating up the nappy dugout on your grandma's couch. Pussy getting wet. The first time I heard Mac Dre, that nigga got a song called Mac Dre's the Name.
That shit slapped.
They used to kill house parties. He had a long version of that motherfucker. That shit was
that's
like 10
little
minutes.
roller skate beat, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He had like a 10-minute version of that motherfucker. And
I wish I had that.
in East Palo Alto, we used to be big in house parties, like in the late 90s, late 80s, all through the 90s. House parties was the shit. And Mac Dre had that motherfucking Mac Dre's the Name, bro. And they used to play the long version of that motherfucker. My God. Every fucking house party, that shit'll rip that bitch. You play the long version of that motherfucker, niggas will be dancing today. Niggas will sweat their motherfucking outfit out and fucking with that song. But Mac Dre is definitely, man, I love Mac Dre. Me and Mac Dre got the same last name, and I think we related. Andre Hicks, my name Adam Hicks.
I always wanted that shit too.
Yeah. My dad said we got family out there in Vallejo too, so I'm gonna look into that, you know what I'm saying? But man, shout out to my nigga Mac Dre. The first time I heard Mac Dre was definitely Mac Dre's the Name. He used to kill the house parties. Then he came with the Too Hard for the fucking radio. And you go to the house party, he used to play them records back to back. Then play the Mac Dre's the Name first, the long version. Then they throw the motherfucking Too Hard for the fucking radio and nigga kill the fucking house parties. But I've been on Mac Dre since like the late 80s, early 90s. He came with the What's Really Going On EP. He had the California Living and All Damn Day, y'all, and the motherfucking Punk Police. And oh yeah, I'm a big Mac Dre fan, man. You know, Young Black Brother album, man. Cause living the life of a young black brother. Hey man, Mac Dre's that nigga, man. You know, don't get it fucked up. Mac Dre's that nigga. Rest in peace to my nigga Mac Dre. I met him. I got a cold story, nigga. A legendary story. 1994, they had the Gavin Convention in Frisco. We had a show, us, RBL, GLP, JT and GLP. We had a show with AMG at the Stone, I believe. AMG was headlining the Stone. We was all on the bill. This was for the Gavin Convention 1994. 1994 was in Frisco, 1995 was in Oakland.
Damn.
So we had the sound check. We was at the Stone. And all of us was on the bill. Us, RBL, Cool Nut, Mac Dre. We was all on the bill that night. That was like a Bay Area classic show. I think the Click was even on the motherfucking bill. AMG. Shout out to my nigga AMG. He wanted everybody to leave while he did do a sound check. I don't know what the reason was, but he wanted everybody to leave while he do a sound check. So we was all backstage. We all did our sound check. He was the last one. He was headlining, so he did his sound check last. Security in the building made all of us leave, go outside while he do a sound check. So later on that night at the Gavin Convention, they had like a little, I forgot who was doing the show that night. I think AMG had a show that night at the Gavin Convention. So we all went to the show. We was all sitting out in the lobby. Us, IMP, RBL, Mac Dre and them. We was all sitting out in the lobby. And AMG came through. AMG, DJ Quick, Second to None, High C, all that whole little clique came through. Shout out to all of my niggas, DJ Quick, High C, Second to None. I love all them niggas' music. They all came through. But the Bay was out there thick. Delinquents. Shout out to my niggas Delinquents. I think the Loonies Drew Down and all them niggas was out there. And we was all sitting out there. And AMG came through. and motherfucking Mac Dre and Cool Nut ran up on that nigga. I'm gonna do my best impressions that I can. Bear with me, crowd, if y'all watching. Cool Nut smiled upon that nigga. Hey, homie, check this shit out, bro. Nah, I ain't need to say bro. Let me rewind.
Paraphrase.
Let me paraphrase. Check this out, homie. All that bullshit, you in the Bay, bro, homie. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make us leave for you so you can do your sound check? That shit wasn't cool. I wasn't feeling that. So Mac Dre slide up. This is real talk. Shout out to my homegirl, Cool Nut daughter.
I can see this shit just the way you say it.
Real talk. This is real story.
I can see it.
My homegirl, AMK, Alien Mac Kitty, Cool Nut's daughter, have a picture on her Instagram page of Mac Dre and Cool Nut. This is the same night that this shit went down. So everybody that's watching this, if you know AMK, Alien Mac Kitty, Cool Nut's daughter, go on her page. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it on my page. I'm gonna give him a copy of the picture.
Shout out the girl, man. The pop legend.
AMK.
Love him.
It's a picture of Cool Nut and Mac Dre. This is the same night that I'm talking about. This is at the Gavin Convention in 1994 in San Francisco. Mac Dre slide up. Yeah, Cuddy. That shit wasn't cool, Cuddy. You gonna make a motherfucker leave so you can do your sound check, Cuddy. We don't get down like that out here, nigga. I'm just saying, this Cool Nut. I'm just saying no. That was hella disrespectful. Nigga, we don't need to bite none of your shit, nigga. We got our own style out here, nigga. Cool, Mac Dre. That's right, Cuddy. We don't need to copy none of your shit, nigga. We pimps out here, nigga. So, check game, nigga.
First I heard Mac Mall, because I think he was on at that time, you know, and he was like 15 or 16 when he dropped Illegal Business. And when you're young and you hear, you know, like this other kid, he's busting like that, that captures your attention, you know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, going through my big sis tapes and shit like that, I saw a tape that said Young Black Brother on it. Well, that was the name of Mac Mall's record company at the time, or label was Young Black Brother. And when I first heard Dre, I think he was with Ray Love featured on the track with Mac Mall, and he was rapping on the phone, and that like tripped me out. Like, okay, you know, like this is back then, you know, you don't really hear too many different types of effects. Older homie was like, yeah, that's Mac Dre, you know, he's rapping on the phone from jail and shit. And I was like, oh, that's dope. A while later, I remember looking through tapes and seeing one that was labeled Young Black Brother, and I figured, oh shit, it's Mac Mall, you know? And so I took the tape and I started listening, you know, I put it in the deck, you know, I started listening to it in the deck like I had a Carson in the Walkman, and turn it on, and it's, you know, listen up, I'm about to get dope. Woo, that was the new shit for me, dude, just cause that thing just slapped, you feel me? It was just smacking. And so, yeah, that was early 90s as well, you know what I mean? Yeah, Mac Dre, rest in peace to Mac Dre, man. We love Furl, you know what I mean? Miss you, Cuddy.